Hey everyone, welcome back to Chart Stoppers. Before we get into today's stock, I just need to remind everyone that this channel is about looking at different stocks and mapping out their key support and resistance areas on their daily charts. Also, we will be identifying any trends a stock is in and any key technical patterns we can find on the charts. Don't forget this channel is for educational purposes only, and I am not advocating to buy or sell any of the securities talked about on this channel, but I am here to point out key factors on the charts that do impact the price action of a stock. Also, I provided a link in the description for Webull. You could use it to start an account and you will get 2 free stocks. And don't forget, we will be doing 3 videos per week on 3 different stocks, so if you have a recommendation for a video, leave a comment below and I will try to get to it. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and have your notifications on so you don't miss out on any new content here. Okay, so let's get into the market today. Today is November 5th, 2021. It is Friday, the end of the week, and you can see here we are having a green day in the market. The S&P 500 is up 0.39%. The Dow is up a little over 0.5%, and the NASDAQ is up 0.22%. So a pretty good day in the market and a pretty good way to end a nice week we've been having in the market. So hopefully everyone's having a good day, and let's get into the stock I wanted to take a look at today. Today I had a request from a viewer to cover Boeing, so I'm going to be covering that today. Right now at the time of this recording, Boeing is currently trading at $223.75. It is up huge on the day, $10.69 at the time of this recording, which is the equivalent of a little over 5%. In the past week, this stock is up 8%. In the past month, the stock is up 1.75%. In the past 3 months, even though it is up huge today and in the past week, it is still down 1.33%. So that's how much this stock is beaten down in the past year here. You could see it is still down in the past 3 months, a little over 1%. And in the past year, this stock is up 46.72%. So going back a year, it is up 46.75%. Okay, and that goes back to right here on the chart in November. So right around, let's see here, the beginning of November, you could see that's why we are up a little under 50%, because as you could see, we were trading around, let's see where we were at around November. We were around $150 at that point right in here. So that's why we're up a little under 50%, but as you could see, right before COVID hit, this stock was trading over $300 here. And you could see we had an all-time high on this one at $443.96. And zooming in here, we hit that on March 1st of 2019. So that is where we came from before COVID, and the airlines just got crushed once COVID happened because the airlines pretty much got shut down. People were not going on trips anymore. Businesses were not sending their employees anywhere. And the airline industry took a big hit. It took the government's, saving them with, bailouts to keep them going here. So that's why you could see right in this area is when COVID happened. And that's the big drop on the chart, losing a lot of value in the stock here. So that's why the chart looks a little bit weird here. This is one of the weirder charts I've had to do. So let's get into the support and resistance on this chart. So looking at the top here, you could see I have a line around $438.50. That is where we need to get back up to, and we need to close above that point on a daily candle to move on to new highs. You could see we've been above there intraday just for 1 or 2 days actually, and we've never been able to close above that point. So we need to get back up to there and close a daily candle above there if we want to see it move to new highs. But that's pretty much the all-time high. So, if we do get back up to that point, I'm sure we will move on to new highs. Okay, now going down our chart, former resistance was $390. You could see on the way up here, that was resistance, and we had a little bit of a head and shoulders pattern right here before the big drop off. So this is a very good example of a head and shoulders right here. As you can see, the shoulder right here on the left, the little bit of a head right here in the middle, and then another shoulder on the right before it broke this neckline right here at $300 where I have my neck support line. And that was the neckline before COVID happened, and it ended up breaking that neckline, sending this stock free falling literally all the way down to a low of $89 here. You can't even see the low because it is all the way down here in the volume bars. That's how low this thing got. Okay, so that was a falling knife if I've ever seen one right there. All right, so you can see, $300 was the support, so that will be resistance moving forward, and you could see that is where we are in between right now. We are in between that resistance area and our next support line, which was $204. Okay, $204 is a key level right now, and I will get into that in a minute. But that is our support that we are trading along right now. That has become a nice little base for us, and we have been trading along that area for a while here, going back to around, it looks like November of last year when we busted through that resistance area. That was former resistance here. Okay, and then going down our chart, my last line that I put on there was $141. It looks like that was support also. Okay, but let's get into the chart here, and you could see I have a red trend line here. That represents the lower highs that the stock has been making since coming off of that all-time high here back in March of 2019. And you could see it was making those lower highs and lower lows, and then you had that big crash due to COVID. But also on the other side of that, you know, you were still making lower highs in this area and lower lows, and now we are making that going in to our support line. So you could see how the line connects here. This trend line connects all the way to the all-time highs. It's a perfect trend line connecting, going down into our support line here at 204. So that is a descending triangle. And as you could see today, our big green candle that we have today, as the stock is up very big today, like I said, it is up almost 5% today. At the time of this recording, it's up around 4.82%. So we've lost a little bit on the day. It was up around 5%. But you could see that this stock is forming a descending triangle, and today's big move sends the candle right into our trend line. So we are testing that resistance of that trend line, and every time we come into that trend line resistance, we get rejected off of that trend line. You could see how many times we have tested that. A lot of times we've come into that resistance and we've got rejected off of that trend line here. So hopefully this will be the time that we do break through that, possibly with the reopening happening. The COVID vaccines are out, everybody's getting vaccinated, the economy is reopening, and things are picking back up, especially for the airlines. So the stock price is also picking back up. Now I just want to throw my moving averages up on the chart and see if we could find any momentum from those. And we have our 200-day moving average sitting right up above that trend line. So that will be acting as resistance. As you could see, last time we got up around our 200-day moving average right here in the yellow, we got rejected right off of that 200-day moving average. So we could see that we're stuck right in between our 50-day, which is here in the dark blue. Let me zoom in for you. We're right above our 50-day, and we're in between our 200-day. So that's going to act as resistance. We need to get past that if we want to hold above this trend line here, if we do get above there. All right, so that will be big to get back above that 200-day moving average. We're also above our 21-day moving average, which is here in the light blue, as you can see, and we are also above our 8-day moving average here in the white. So we do have some momentum behind us, and it's looking like a rally is starting since we have bottomed out again off of our support here. And it looks like a little uptrend has started, and we're getting above those moving averages. And it's especially nice to see that we are above that 50-day also. So let me just switch over to our weekly chart, because I think it shows a better picture than the daily chart, as everything's more compressed for us. You know, that daily chart is kind of messed up with that big drop. Let me get rid of these moving averages first so you guys can see a clearer picture of everything. You know, that daily chart is really messed up. So you could see, you know, the descending triangle a lot more clear here on this weekly chart. Just looking at it here, you could see these weekly candles just getting rejected off of this trend line here. Just perfect touches off of here, and each time rejected, going back to 2019 March, okay, coming off of that all-time high. So right now, literally, we are sitting right at that trend line, and we have some open space in this descending triangle. So we have until looks like the end of January in 2022. So after the new year, we got 2 months here. We got actually 3 months. So we have the rest of November, December, and the rest of January. So we have 3 months to break out of this triangle here. So we either have to break upwards and keep this momentum we have going and keep going upwards, or we can break back down and break under this support here and head downwards. But I think with everything reopening and you know, the airlines opening back up again for travel, I think we are headed back upwards towards this $300 resistance here. Former support that has now become resistance. So I would bet on that, and I would bet very soon, since we're already touching it right now with our weekly candle, I would bet maybe next week we might see us get above there and start this uptrend. So let's take a look at our weekly moving averages, see what's going on here. And as you can see, it looks like this 21 period moving average on our weekly chart closely follows that trend line right now. So you could see that's been acting as resistance going back to around, it looks like June of earlier this year. So you could see every time we get up to there, we get rejected off of that 21 period moving average. So it's going to be big that we get above that moving average, and then we could start rolling. Also, we need to get above this 50 period moving average in the dark blue. So this light blue one and this dark blue one are acting as resistance right now. So we need to get above those on our weekly chart. All right, so those are the two big things that I wanted to look out for. If you guys liked the video, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and have your notifications on so you don't miss out on any new content here. I want to thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time on Chart Stoppers.